We have a depth chart, and we have a lot to react to. Plus, Stefon Diggs breaks the internet. Nick Caserio speaks, and there's a lot to get into. It's game week, baby. Another live late night edition of The Locker Room on YouTube.
Yeah, it's The Locker Room on YouTube. You know what it is. Let's get it. Hey, Locker Room. Yeah, we in the locker room. Texas talk. Yeah, you know what we about to do. Localize every angle's what we really do. We the source, we the pulse of the city too. Landlocked, got the game in the headlock. Localize every time, can't stop, won't stop. Yeah, we top.
All right, we got a game week, baby, and we got a depth chart to react to. It is The Locker Room, number one source for Texans digital content. Another late night edition with Landry Locker. Be sure to subscribe, like, ride along. Best Texans coverage in the country. Let's just pull up that depth chart. Let's not waste any time. Let's get right to the business. We have a depth chart, and we have some things to talk about. Here is the Texans depth chart heading into Sunday against Indianapolis. Now, this is unofficial, so I do want to make this clear. Like, a lot of people overreact to this, including myself, and I do think you break it down. But unless you're officially on IR, you're going to appear on the depth chart. That's why you see Christian Harris on the depth chart. Jake Hansen's the starting linebacker at the moment, but that's why you see him. Obviously, CJ Stroud being backed up by Davis Mills. No surprise. Joe Mixon. We'll get to that running back situation in a second, because that's really what had a lot of people going somewhat nuts. The running back situation. The wide receivers, as expected: Tank, Stefon, Nico, backed up by Hutch, Woods, and Mechie. No surprises there. Dalton Schultz, Brevin Jordan, Cade Stover. No surprises there. The offensive line: Tunsil, Green, Scruggs, Mason, Howard, about what you'd expect. Blake Fisher, he's your swing tackle. He's backing up both guys. And you have Kenneth Green, Patterson, and Neil B on the interior. The defense, the edge guys, we knew this: Will Anderson, Daniil Hunter. The defensive tackles: Mario Edwards and Fatukasi, backed up by Khalil Davis and Tim Settle. Kurt Heinisch, he's third string. He's not available anyways. And then you have Barnett and Hughes as the backup DNs. The linebackers are Azeez Al-Shaair. Christian Harris is listed. He's not going to play. So you have Jake Hansen and then To'o with Delshon Phillips and Neville Hewitt backing up. Man, that linebacking core does not look strong, to say the least. Those guys are going to have to step up. And then you have Stingley and Lassiter, number 4, Kamari Lassiter at cornerback. Chris Boyd is second string, as well as Jeff Okudah. And then you have Petrie backed up by Murray. Kalen Bullock, the new number 21, backs up Jimmy Ward. And then you have MJ Stewart and Miles Bryant at the end. Now, where people were really discussing and where the internet was kind of going nuts was Dameon Pierce being number 2 on the depth chart. Now, I will say this again: the unofficial depth chart, not the end-all be-all, but it is interesting, and it does create dialogue, and it creates conversation. I don't think it matters. Like, some people say, it doesn't matter. Okay, well, then don't talk about it. It's not that big of a deal. But Dameon Pierce is still here. A lot of people surprised by that. He hasn't played very well. And you have Dameon Pierce at 2, Dare Ogunbowale at 3, and Cam Akers is at 4, and British Brooks is at 5. They don't have a fullback listed. So there's perhaps not going to be a fullback as often as we thought, to where maybe British Brooks isn't even active. But the Dameon Pierce thing is the thing that had the internet going nuts. Now, should you go nuts with Dameon Pierce? We'll see. DeMeco Ryans has said that he likes what Dameon Pierce is doing. He's kind of talked about the blocking a little bit. Nick Caserio was on 610 today with Sean and Seth, and he seems to be a believer in Dameon Pierce. He talked about what all he went through personally last year, and he doesn't think the weight is that big of a deal. Seth kind of pushed back on him. It was the best part of the interview for sure, I thought, just from my listening. I enjoyed the back and forth, although I didn't listen to the final 25 minutes. 54 minutes with Caserio is a long time. I said this when they were my co-workers. Like, Jay-Z goes to Breakfast Club. It's not even an hour. Gucci Mane straight out of jail, not even an hour. Like 53 minutes is a lot with anyone, especially Nick Caserio, especially if it's a lot of stuff that we've kind of already heard. You better make that fresh if that's going to happen. That's the radio critic type of thing. But I did enjoy Seth's back and forth with Caserio on Dameon Pierce. Look, if Dameon Pierce is RB2, and I was talking to Texans Cap about this, if Dameon Pierce is RB2, I won't be surprised. If Dameon Pierce is inactive, I won't be surprised. I'm actually somewhat surprised that he's the number one kick returner because I really didn't see a ton from him in that area. But I also wonder how serious they're really taking the kick return situation because I don't think it's enough for Steven Sims to be active. So maybe that's the situation for Dameon Pierce. But there is not a single possibility regarding Dameon Pierce that would surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if he was inactive. It wouldn't surprise me if he was RB2. That's just kind of where they're at with Dameon Pierce. Cam Akers, he's looked better. He's been better. He's got a longer career, but he's got the Achilles. 4th string, okay. We saw Cam Akers back there returning kicks. Maybe they don't want Cam Akers to be known. I don't know. But these initial depth charts, they're always going to come out on Tuesday. We're going to look at them. We're either going to see something that we already know, or there's going to be something that generates discussion that in the big scheme of things might not be that big of a deal. Be sure to swarm the like button, by the way, as people are saying in the chat.
You ain't never hate.
Swarm.
But we'll see what happens with Dameon Pierce. I will say this. If Dameon Pierce is RB2 and Dameon Pierce goes in there and Dameon Pierce doesn't run the ball effectively, what are they going to do? What are they going to say? There's been a couple discussions that I've had about this. There's people that say, this isn't very many carries. What percentage of the carries do you want Joe Mixon to have? I like Joe Mixon. You can go back to last year and you can point out that the backup running backs at Cincinnati only had, I think, 61 or 66 carries is the stat that Stoots throws out there. You can also say that Joe Mixon had some of the largest usage in the NFL. Does that make you more or less confident this year now that he's 30 years old? On one hand, you say, okay, he's capable of doing that. On the other hand, you say, well, you probably don't want to ask him to do that. You would like to have guys that you trust that can go in there and run the rock. But this notion that Joe Mixon's going to carry the rock for all but 60 carries, hell, you got Joe Mixon next year. You extended him. I mean, it'd be one thing if he was on a 1-year contract and you're looking at this as, okay, we're gonna get the most of Joe Mixon. They extended him. I think you're at least going to have Mixon on your squad for the next couple of seasons. Now, maybe the workload goes down next year, but I mean, whether it's Akers, whether it's Pierce, you would like to have some competence in the running back room. I don't want to ask Joe Mixon to do too much. I think he's very capable, but I want to keep him fresh. And I mean, DeMeco has said he wants multiple running backs. Caserio comes from a place where they damn near had 4 or 5 active making plays during one of the best runs in the history of the NFL. So, yeah, I get that, Joe Mixon is a workhorse, but you should still have solid backup running back play. There's no excuse not to. I don't know. It's a good question by Super Bowl. Do you trust DP to run that pill? No, I mean, if I trust it, what would it be based on? That's my question. I've watched every practice. We've watched every snap of Dameon Pierce's career. We watched last season. We've seen this season. Last season, there were excuses, and then Singletary came in and he ran the ball more effectively. This season, there have been excuses, and we've seen pretty much every other running back run the ball effectively. Now, some will say, well, it's a different offensive line. They're going against this. Okay. But at some point, you've got to figure out a way to make that happen. Because I don't know that Joe Mixon's not playing 17 games. I don't want him to. I'd like him to get a rest every once in a while. But we can't just rely on Joe Mixon. I really don't think that. Now, would I be surprised to see Cam Akers RB2? Nope. Would not. But we got to see what's going on with this Dameon Pierce situation. And if they're going to keep trusting him eventually, we got to see something. Because we've heard a lot of maybe their reasons, maybe their excuses. I think Akers did every damn thing that he needed to do to make this team. So I wouldn't put too much stock in this, but it does generate discussion. Like this is just a discussion that wasn't going away. We just have more of a visual of it. We have more of a visual of seeing, damn, Dameon Pierce right there, Cam Akers, Dare Gumbawale, Mixon just on the side. So it does generate discussion. I think it's fun discussion to have for sure. I think it's an interesting thing that you thought would have been an easy fix in the offseason, perhaps add some running back depth or perhaps improve the quality. Maybe you did, but it seems like we're having the same damn discussions with a little bit of Cam Akers sprinkled in. So that's where they're at with that. And we'll see. We'll see the actives. We'll see the injury report. We'll see who's going on. A lot of people asking about Will Anderson. I think Will Anderson's going to play. I don't see any reason why it won't, but we'll see. Let's follow the money for a sec. So this was courtesy of Ben Fox on FAWKES on Twitter. A lot of people trying to make some money off the Texans. It is actually, and here's his tweet. It's the most lopsided public NFL Week 1 bet. Is Houston Texans to cover 85% of the bets, and 91% of the money is on the Texans minus 2.5 against the Colts. I don't know if that should make you feel good or bad. Usually when that happens, it kind of goes the other way. I was actually kind of surprised that the Texans were favored in this game. And sometimes Vegas is trying to trick you. They do that often with the Steelers, Cowboys, Packers with their lines. Like they kind of fudge them up a little bit, 3 points, because they know people are going to bet. I mean, the Texans are the sexier team. I hate when people say sexy in sports, but you know what I mean. I think it's weird. But yeah, they're the more flashy squad. They're the more popular squad. And a lot of people are betting on them, but sometimes that's not necessarily a good thing. And as a matter of fact, if you gamble, it more times than not kind of feels like that's a bad thing, but that's just where the bread is. Be sure to tune into the post-game show, by the way, right here, right after the final play, 3:00 on Sunday. Best post-game show that you will ever experience. I can promise you that. That's been fire for the last couple of years. This is going to be the most fun. Most reaction, most attention. Supers cut to the front in that. But yeah, 85% and 91% of the money. That's a lot. Yeah. AA knows. That's terrifying. Arthur says that's wild as hell. Yes, it is. CJ putting up 500 on Sunday. I hope so, because I got him on my fantasy squad. That would be nice. That would be very nice of CJ to do, who, by the way, speaks on Wednesday. We'll be there. I'm not sure what I'm going to ask him about. I'm sure he'll get asked about all this Colts smoke, the mindset, all that. DeMeco's in hardo mode. I don't know if CJ is going to be in hardo mode or not. We'll see. Sometimes coaching rubs off on players. I don't anticipate that. CJ's always been pretty good at the podium, so we'll see how that whole thing goes. But the Dameon Pierce thing, should Dameon Pierce be RB2 or should Cam Akers be RB2? It seems like Cam Akers is kind of the people's choice right now. So that's that. Also, Stefon Diggs. The Texans named their captains today, and Stefon Diggs was a captain. kind of felt like there was a little bit of animosity from Buffalo. But Stefon Diggs, he's a captain. Kind of seems like they went Oprah on this. I didn't know that there were always 7 captains. I thought there were normally like 3 or 4, but hey, you get to be a captain. You get to be a captain. You get to be a captain. So Tunsil, Stroud, Anderson, Jimmy Ward, John Weeks, Stefon Diggs, and Azeez Al-Shaair are your team captains. Stefon Diggs thing, pretty wild. Seems like a lot of Buffalo fans kind of upset with Stefon Diggs. And Stefon Diggs did like a GQ thing. I strongly recommend checking that out. He did like a Q&A, talked about just basically his time there and, you know, what it was like in the league. And he said last year was the worst mental headspace of his career. He said that's when things started shaking out. He also said that the Bills did not want to get rid of him, and he decided to leave. I don't know if that is 100% true, although I'll take his word for it. Here was a quote on CJ Stroud in GQ. He's one of those kids that can be MVP, and I'm saying that wholeheartedly. I don't guess. Do kids say that? Is that just Stefon Diggs type stuff? Let's see if I can get this Stefon Diggs GQ up here. Man, these photo shoots are always funny. Y'all remember when didn't DeMeco do a GQ thing? I think he did. Have you ever seen the DeMeco Ryans GQ photo? Let me see. I think he did. Oh, yes. God, why have we never asked him about this? Here we go. Look at DeMeco. Look at DeMeco getting his GQ on. I think this is GQ. I don't know what the hell this is. Let me see. DeMeco Ryans. Surely y'all seen this photo. It's Do Right Men Essence. I don't even know what the hell that is. Look at that. The hell is DeMeco doing, man? It's crazy. It's crazy. But here was the Stefon Diggs GQ. It's not as awkward as the DeMeco. At least I don't think. I haven't looked at all of it. But the Stefon Diggs kind of had the internet going nuts. A lot of Buffalo fans kind of hate him. Yeah. Hey, I'm telling you, I didn't do it. He did. I don't know what DeMeco was thinking. But let's check out this Diggs real quick. I'm pulled down. I like it. He's got his leather jacket on. Okay. See, that's stylish right there. You're not making. No one's gonna regret that. Okay, so we're doing the feature. Blah blah blah. Set it up. Okay, sitting on the water cooler. Little smoke there. Okay. I see you, Diggs. What is that belt? Kids wearing that these days? Say kid, he's in his 30s. He says he's worn Asics for years. That's kind of his thing. I find that hard to believe. Is he got like an Asics deal now? I find it hard to believe Stefon Diggs was walking around in Asics. I don't know about that. Says he loves the noise. Push me in the corner. I'm going to show you my best ish. I'm a person that enjoys being doubted. I enjoy proving people wrong, but also I enjoy doing it for myself. Everything I say I am. I'm standing true to it. And every time I prove myself right, everybody disappears. I like when they stay quiet. Goes through his early life. He's kind of talked about that. His father. That another jacket right there. Yeah, this was when he talked about this at the podium, having to grow up since he was a kid, his life. Now Diggs has found the career. It's putting him in jackets, man. That's a little weird. I don't know this belt, man. Now this is him on Buffalo. These are going to be the quotes. Conversation circles back to Buffalo. He has more to say, specifically highlighting the fact his drop in stats. Okay. So the drop in stats. So we get him here. He's in the GQ stuff. So he's going to be a little bit more probably candid, I would think. The games looked a lot different. You can blame me. I don't mind blaming me. I got big ass shoulders, but pay attention, pay real close attention. Watch the game. Of course, there's plenty of plays I want back, but there's a lot of plays that didn't go my way. I need a lot of things to go right to get the ball. You can roll out of bed and get 800 yards in the first 8 games. Your best receiver's doing that. You tell me about the last 10. What changed? Were there changes going on? I just pay attention to what really happened and not what people try to act like happened. Like for the last 10 games, I forgot how to effing play football. Now he talks about CJ Stroud as one of those kids that can be MVP, and I'm saying that wholeheartedly. I don't guess. Asked about jersey number 1. He said he had to make a deal with the previous number 1, Jimmy Ward, a transaction that cost a pretty penny. More or less than 20K, more 50K, more 75. I don't know, man. 6 figures. You got to talk to. Damn. So Jimmy Ward got over 75K to get number 1. Damn, right place, right time. And he just got a new contract. So that's the Stefon Diggs joint in GQ if y'all want to check that out. That's kind of had a lot of Buffalo fans not too happy. But I thought there were some good quotes there. I enjoy Stefon Diggs. I think it's going to be interesting to see what he does. But, man, that DeMeco picture, someone needs to talk to him about that. I don't know what the hell he was doing. I got to get some background on that one. Good Lord. We got to ask him about this week. I don't even know how to bring this one up. He's kind of in hardo mode too. It's Do Right Men 2008. Essence. Look at this look on his face, man. Look on his face. Look at this. What? Man, I'm not going to be able to look at him the same anymore. I've seen that picture, though. People ask about the it's like an essence. It's like a DeMeco Ryans essence picture. Yeah, he's got to explain that. That might be an off-record one. The essence photo. Man, you know, Cap was getting some crap for that. Said it was in 2008. So where was he at in 2008? He's definitely in this locker room. Let's see, 2008. He was right here. He was right here in the prime, man. That was between, man, that's what happened, man. I'm looking at this. Pro Bowl 2007 and then Pro Bowl 2009. That photo was in 2008, man. That's why he didn't make the Pro Bowl 3 straight years. Because of that photo. He was doing his thing. Rookie of the Year, first team All-Pro 2007. 2006 Rookie of the Year, 2007 first team All-Pro, 2008 that photo comes out, nothing. And then 2009 back to the Pro Bowl. Damn, man. It's that damn photo. I've solved the mystery. Look at this right here. So we got I love DeMeco. 2008 essence. Okay. See the images for that. Okay. Here we go. So let's pull up the Wikipedia. Okay. Let's go down to his accomplishments. Okay. So right here we got 2006 NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year. It's a hell of a job right there. 2007 First Team All-Pro and Pro Bowl. It's a hell of an accomplishment right there. 2008, this photo, no Pro Bowl. Very next year, 2009, back to the Pro Bowl. Photo jinx, man. Almost makes me worried about these Diggs interviews. Except, yeah, Diggs took the shirt off, but he had the belt. But yeah, it's all explained now. That's why they're 1-3, man. Someone says he ate the rat poison. I don't know whether maybe it's from experience. I don't know. I have to ask him about that. That's a hell of a gap right there. I'm not come on. You don't think his teammates dogged him for that picture? Come on. I'm not dogging anything. I think DeMeco's the straw that stirs the drink. I think he's the man. There is no way that he walked in that locker room in 2008, that Texans locker room, and did not get some crap for that picture. There is no way that DeMeco, being the leader he is, did not get some crap for that. You're telling me Chris Myers wasn't giving him a hard time? Come on. Chris Myers give you a hard time for damn watch. Vontae Leach ain't giving him a hard time. David Anderson, Andre, Jacoby Jones ain't giving him a hard time for that. Come on. You know damn well he got a hard time for that. Dante Robinson. Yeah. Shout out to DeMeco, though, man. If you got it, flaunt it. If you got it, flaunt it. Pour one out for Jacoby Jones, too. Rest in peace to Jacoby. We miss you, my friend. We miss you. I've been looking at the Colts and what they've had to say. So I went and I listened to kind of some of their locker room audio and what the coaches were saying. Really not much interesting. It's a lot of Anthony Richardson focused stuff. The same questions that we're asking about him, but they're not really talking a ton about the Texans yet. Granted, it's early in the week. I'm sure as business picks up, like the beat reporters will be asking more about the Texans, but really they haven't really said much about what's going on with the Texans. There hasn't been like any speaking or anything like that on that. And I don't know, like Anthony Richardson, what can Anthony Richardson really say about the Texans? I mean, he played a half last year or even less than a half against them. And he was kind of on the sidelines for the whole thing. So the Anthony Richardson element's going to be wild, but they really haven't said a ton about him at all. Are Colts confident about Richardson? They don't really have a choice. I mean, I don't know that. Like, are you excited for him? Not so much. Who knows? I hope the media starts talking about the Colts to get those Vegas lines a little more bounce. Nah, the lines are set. The media doesn't. I mean, the Vegas isn't going to listen to the media and change the lines. So we'll see how that goes. Man, come on, bro. You said Anthony Richardson's another Terrell Pryor. What do those guys got in common, really? I got
Race car.
come on, man. They're not alike. Another Terrell Pryor. Jeez. Did you just pick another tall black quarterback? What are we doing here? It's a little crazy there. Anthony Richardson is another Terrell Pryor. CJ speaks at 2:00 on Wednesday. I think that's going to be his routine now. He's 2:00 is going to be when CJ talks. So we'll see what CJ's got to say. You know what? I kind of want to ask Diggs about. There's no way he's seen that DeMeco pick, right? Because when there's open locker room, I just want to ask him. I'll be like, man, your photo shoot with GQ. How did you feel about it? Have you ever seen DeMeco's photo shoot with Essence and just get his reaction to it? I bet he's gonna be hilarious on that. We'll see. Stingley, 15 interceptions. You think they're going to challenge him that much? You got a rookie on the other side. You think they're going to challenge Derek Stingley for to where he gets 15 interceptions? Going out some crazy stuff there. I don't think anyone is really rooting against Dameon Pierce. I think he's a very easy guy to root for. I just think at some point you got to get realistic and you got to realize that there's a lot of excuses for him. So hell of a lot of excuses for Dameon Pierce. It seems like it's always something. And I think with Caserio, I think the quote got kind of misrepresented by Jonathan Alexander. Like he didn't intentionally do it. I just think I thought that he kind of heard it a little bit different than I thought Caserio meant it. But he talked about how Caserio, Texans GM Nick Caserio with Sean and Seth on Dameon Pierce, quote, there's a lot of things that DP dealt with on a personal level that not many were aware of. DP is in good spot. I think he's going to help our football team this year. Yeah. This was last year, though. Like it seems like it's talked about now, but this was last year, and he'd already brought this up before, so this isn't new. I think we'd kind of talked about this earlier. Then Caserio on Kenyon Green. KG worked his ass off. He already said. I think he said that 3 times with Sean and Seth now. He was in the building from the start, relative to way there was extra he needed to improve and clean up. To his credit, he did that. Yes. So there was that. But yeah, the Dameon Pierce stuff was last year. And he was basically telling Seth, hey, you don't have to worry about him as a guy. Let's go get Xavier Howard for what? Why? I don't even know if he wants to play at this point. What do you want? What do you want Xavier Howard for? I don't really know about that. Will McAfee have a lot of coverage at Texans Colts? I mean, I'm sure he'll mention the Colts. Seems like Texans go on there multiple times during the year, so I'm sure that'll be mentioned as well. So we'll see how that goes. A lot of Anthony Richardson hot takes. McAfee and Watt watch it together. JJ's got to work, man. And he works for a different network. So, yeah, Brandon. The logistics of that don't work. I'm assuming that Pat McAfee is going to be tired. He's got college game day on Saturday. He's going to fly back. JJ Watt's got NFL on CBS, so he's got to work. And they're on different networks. So that would be a hell of a thing if that happened. Don't think it's gonna happen for sure. Rich Boy Jay is just asking all kinds of questions. Who's my favorite player to watch on the Texans? CJ, man. CJ, no doubt. Does Landry not know AR sucks? Dude, come on. Where the hell you been? It's LaFar Jackson, man. I am the president of the Anthony Richardson is not good. Jamie Grace says Landry's new background is DeMeco in essence. Man, I'm trying to understand what you're talking about there. You're talking about the lockers. I'm all for a extreme home makeover. The background over the computer, on the computer. What? Oh, it is? Oh. Okay. Maybe that was a joke I didn't get. I don't even know what that means. Your wallpaper on your phone. I get it. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. Man. Yeah, that would actually be a pretty funny background, I think. And y'all are asking all kinds of crazy. Who's scoring the first TD? I don't know. Go gamble it. If I had to gamble who's going to score the first TD, I'd go Diggs. Statement. Diggs. CJ. Boom. Perfect way to start the season. Stefon Diggs, first touchdown. You probably get like 7-8 to 1 on that. 10 to 180. Love bets like that. I actually was trying to plan a Vegas trip. I was looking at the Thursday game against the Jets, like going the next morning to Vegas, Thursday to Sunday. Pretty cheap time to go to Vegas, I think. Might be a good idea. November 1st, 1st through 3rd, maybe, perhaps. Always got to have a good Vegas trip. Love the interview you did with the owners. What game do you expect Hannah McNair to talk the most trash? That was a long time ago. She's not really. I mean, I think she kind of like just from like talking to her. I don't think I'm like blowing her cover. I think she's kind of over the Titans talk. I don't think she considers them enough of a threat. And that's talking trash too, but I kind of think she's over the Titans stuff. She'll always poke fun, but yeah, I would say she hates the Titans. I think she's kind of made that a little bit clear, but I kind of think she thinks they're lightweight now. By kind of, I think, yeah. But other than that, I think it's just going to be friendly talk. But I think there is legit beef with the Titans. I'm sure with the Cowboys, there's a little bit of trash talk because she's got that H-Town pride. So there's that. Yeah, the last time the Texans, the first play in Indianapolis, it was a bomb to Nico. That kind of calmed some nerves, didn't it, with how intense that was? For sure. I think they'll put Brooks in both positions. I don't know if Brooks is even active. I don't know if Brooks is going to be active, British Brooks. I don't even know if they're going to use a fullback. I think they'll use the tight ends doing fullback things. And that was why I asked DeMeco the question before they made cuts. Do you guys really need a fullback? I don't think they do. It's not even on the depth chart. Like, they're not even trying to put a fullback on the depth chart. So, yeah, I don't really think they do that. I don't think they're worried about the whole fullback type of vibe. Stefon Diggs did a Q&A. The Bills hate is crazy. I know that I don't know like how much y'all are on Twitter. There's some real freaking weirdos on Twitter. Like at the next level, there's like some real weirdos. I think the Bills game is going to be insane when it comes to just obnoxious stuff on the internet. Let's just like look at some of these comments. So Adam Schefter put out Stefon Diggs, captain in Houston. And you just read some of these comments. Weird how all you national media guys called him a diva and it will never work out in Houston, but he's a captain on DeMeco Ryans squad. Divas don't deserve the C. How is that possible? He's never played for the Texans. Does that make anyone else mad? How does that make sense? That happens all the time. Neither has Azeez Al-Shaair. You arrive there and you become a captain. It's not rare. Same thing happened with the Honey Badger. Good luck in Houston. What? He's still playing. Like he generates a hell of a lot of emotion. Do they know he went round 8 in most fantasy drafts? Like it's gonna be wild. By the way, this is the funniest picture right here. This profile. I don't even know who this guy is. Is this not the creepiest? Do y'all ever see these fudge sickles in the grocery store with that coach? Looks like he was Jerry Sandusky's DB coach. Why is this still a thing? Like, of all the stuff that they've canceled, in 2020, didn't they cancel like Aunt Jemima or something like that on the syrup? Like, that was crazy too. How is this sicko not been canceled yet? Look at this guy. Look at this coach, man. What in the hell is that? And I like those fudge pops, but every time I grab them, I have to like look away because that coach is so damn creepy. He was on Joe Pa's staff for sure. Look at this guy. Goodness gracious, man. I don't know how that guy hadn't been canceled yet. It's kind of wild. God. I'm going to have nightmares tonight. Never trust people who bite ice cream. Is that a thing? Like you never bite ice cream? I'm trying to think. Like you're talking about that guy biting the fudge thing? Yeah. I wouldn't trust that guy no matter what. I don't know how that's still a thing. That dude should have been canceled a while ago. What do y'all think of this this Texans new food at the stadium? Some of the stuff that they got. The new stadium food at NRG. They got the wonton nachos. No, thank you. They got some tacos. Have y'all ever eaten tacos at a football game? Like, has that ever happened? Like, you go to a football game. Just think about all the times you've been to a football game and you've gone to the concession stand. Have you ever gotten tacos? Have you ever said, you know what, I could really go for some tacos at a football game? For what? Got to get the hot dog, the nachos, burger, chicken tenders, corn dog. Like, who goes to a football game and gets tacos? Kind of like this other, like I see that they're selling brisket. I think Truth Barbecue is the best barbecue in town. What do I need brisket for? Brisket at a football game? I'm going to pay Truth Barbecue prices at a football game? Get the hell out of here. But you know what the worst thing is? It's the people who get like Whataburger at the game. I've seen like a lot of ballparks have Whataburger. Why? With all these options, why are you getting Whataburger at the game? It's going to be way more expensive. It's not going to be as fresh. It's not even like something that's open like normal hours. It's literally 24/7. It's always there for you. And you're going to a ballpark and eating Whataburger. I see people getting pluckers at the Astros game. And they got all these other like gourmet, like chicken things and all that type of stuff. And you are getting pluckers. There's people. Have you seen the Steak Shack line at the Astros game? Trill Burgers, I understand. Trill Burgers at NRG, because a lot of times when you go to Trill Burger, it's a long ass wait. Long ass wait. Good smash burger, some fries. I can understand that. Tacos, brisket. Come on, man. Nah, it does. Trill Burger at NRG is nice. Brisket is if you're tailgating, but when you go in the stadium, it ain't brisket time, man. It's time to get your ass in your seat. You need to have the paper tray. You need to have the paper tray with the hot dogs dressed up, the nachos with the extra jalapenos on it, maybe some chicken strips with the ketchup plumped on there to where you can set it down under your seat, or you can sit there and hold it and scarf it down with your hands. You should – the only situation where you should need a fork at a ball game is if like you're just trying to take it so the nachos aren't so messy. You're taking a whole brisket plate to your seat and you're sitting there eating during the game. No, thank you. Got to have your game face on by then. Now, if you're sitting in the parking lot and someone made a brisket or something like that, that's different. But that's crazy. Sandwich, okay. We can get down with the sandwich. Sandwich you're eating, you're going to figure it out. No doubt. But there, it's always nachos. You got to go nachos. Stadium style nachos with the cheese and all that. Got to put all that stuff. Yeah, get the brisket at the tailgate. Jerry knows. Jerry knows what the hell the deal is. Now, if you're at home and you're eating brisket and stuff, go for it. Go ahead and do that. My dog's acting a fool over here. Hey, can I see her? think my dog's gotten worse than my daughter lately. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? It's you. Hey. What's wrong? Do you like brisket? Do you like brisket? You want to jump down? Frenchies are the weirdest dogs. Someone said the dog is looking for DeMeco's picks. Nah. Hannah was not a former Texans cheerleader, I don't think. I think that's a little bit. I think that's wrong. But yeah, it's stadium style food, man. I can't wait for this Sunday night game. I know we got the Colts, but Sunday night, Caleb Williams, polarizing Caleb Williams, Keenan Allen, rowdy ass NRG crowd. If this is not a badass atmosphere, you should be embarrassed as a Texans fan. Seriously. The last few years, the stadium shots have been somewhat embarrassing for Texans fans. I know they got the sellout streak up. There's a lot of excitement. If they do not show the hell out, and I'm talking like early Texans franchise history, Monday night showing out, Battle Red type stuff. It's embarrassing. It's a bad look for the franchise. Bad look for the franchise. Got to get that going. I'm with Kay Hogan on this. Some of y'all are starting to get real creepy with Hannah, man. Some of the stuff y'all talk about when she's making the rounds and stuff, y'all give some creepy vibes on that. I mean, and there's some people who interview her, yep, that kind of give some creepy vibes too. Some people, I said, maybe one. Hashtag watery barbecue sauce. But yeah, it just kind of happens like that sometimes. It gets I get uncomfortable, man. Laughing at every joke, like Kevin Hart just stole the show. Like sometimes with some of the laughs that Hannah gets, I feel like Richard Pryor's on stage after getting burned. It's weird, man. Kind of creepy, for sure. But it happens. Do the interviewers fake laugh a lot? Yeah. 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 Yeah, that happens every once in a while. Tommy Dang, 4K in season tickets and merch is all they get from us. We eat breakfast before we go to the game. Hey, much respect, man. Like if you like, and that's what my dad used to do for me a lot of times. Like he would be like, all right, wherever you want to go before the game, wherever you want to eat. You want to go to Chili's? Let's go to Chili's. You want to go to Whataburger? Let's go to Whataburger. And you just fill up. And it's like, hey, let's get this and this. But it's because even if you're getting like the best thing, let's say you're going to Saltgrass or something like that, it's cheaper than what the stadium would be. It's a good trick, man. Hey, let's go eat Mexican food. All right, let's go get Mexican food. Oh, we're going to the Rangers game. Okay, let's go to Ponchos. Astros did the Ponchos that's remaining here. Let's go get some Ponchos. We used to eat Ponchos before the ball game. Go in there, go in the baseball game. There you go. Kay Hogan, you're asking me questions that I just want to avoid. I'm sorry. I know you're being funny, but I'm gonna move past that. I'm going to try. Yeah, I'm going to move past it. Yeah, got some discipline. Mr. High. Man, you were high in the stream earlier today. I don't know what the hell you were talking about. Where do you recommend getting a good variety of Texans caps? The team shop. I mean, it's the team shop. And preferably, if you're close enough, go during the day. But, yeah, it's always the Texans shop. They have some stuff that you can't really see online. Now, if you're talking about like you just want a variety, I would say probably in the mall. The Memorial City Mall has a lot of really good options. I knew that a ponchos joke was coming down, for sure. But yeah, it just fill you up, man. Probably the price of like a hot dog and a drink. So my dad would hustle me and be like, "Hey, let's go to ponchos. Let's go to the baseball game." All right, Dad, let's go. Those flautas. Saw like one of those Instagram videos put up a ponchos video at like talking about it as like a nostalgic establishment. Like, you know how they do like all the basic ass Instagram videos where they're talking about the grub and it's like, yeah, this place is awesome. You can get this, you know, blah, blah, blah. Someone did that with ponchos, like the ponchos out there on 45. It's like, I'm not opposed, but yeah, I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that at all. New jerseys and team shops aren't available for 4+ weeks. Yeah, people keep complaining about that. Look, I think Vosick told me, Doug Vosick, that they have to request the jerseys. I think it's like a year out. Like it's really early. You can customize your jersey if I'm not mistaken, but the reason you're not seeing everything is because they have to like forecast it. So like Joe Mixon wasn't a possibility. That they should have Tank and they should have Nico. And I see some people kind of complaining about that, but that's just kind of where it's at. See, the dog's acting crazy, barking now. Dietology with the 199 super duper chat.
You ain't never hate.
Swarm.
Astro World into parking with the tram to and from. Yeah, that was sick. That was sick. Astro World was nice. It's a damn shame that couldn't last, man. Although, man, the traffic and the way that they've designed the roads, it is what it is. But damn shame, man. No amusement park. Kind of sucks. Do kids even like amusement parks anymore? I could see kids like not being down with amusement parks anymore. I guess technically you can say that going to the fair at the rodeo counts. Although, I mean, the rides aren't as good, but I guess that's kind of like the amusement park thing. Man, I don't know who's designing these roads, honestly. I really don't. I don't get it at all. Astro World. Rick, he's always got to get in the buffet talk. It's that time, man. Tomorrow business picks up. Right now it's kind of an off day. Plus the late night stream. Y'all know how it gets. I like the Chinese buffet place in the corner better than Poncho's. Good grilled riblets. Man, Chinese buffets are so hit or miss these days. I like them, but they're so hit or miss, man. It's going to knock you out. It's going to knock you out for a little bit. Yeah, the next person to mention Hannah Cheeks is going in timeout. I can agree with that. Like Under Armour gear. I don't know what Under Armour gear means. What time will the post-game stream be? It's like right at the end. Like right as soon as it hits 0, boom, right in here. Subscribe. You'll get the alert. We'll hear from DeMeco. We'll hear from CJ. We'll react. That's the strength, man. Reaction Monday, storylines, etc. That's the strength of your boy. It's picking up. I feel like we've been foaming at the mouth for this Indy thing. Once the Indy thing hits, then we're kind of hitting the ground running. Right now, it's just kind of like, I mean, just get on the damn field. Thursday is going to be sick because we're going to get the Chiefs and the Ravens. Hollywood Brown's already out, so we'll get a look at the competition. And then Friday, they got that Brazil game, Packers-Eagles. So you have 2 NFL days. Then you have the college day. Then you have the Texans-Colts day. So, Monday Night Football too? Oh, okay. Let's just knock it all out. It's about to be football heaven. It's about to be really, really, really nice football heaven. Man, y'all got to quit asking like every question. Who's going to score the first touchdown? Who's going to get the sack? Who's going to, man, I don't know. Go make your bet. Trying to put together some sort of parlay. I don't know. Man, Packers versus Eagles in Brazil. Yeah, that's going to be sweet. Didn't they ban something in Brazil? Some social media or something people are getting upset about? Tommy D. I saw somewhere today that the Colts have not won a season opener ever. Yeah, Colts season openers, I think it's like 10 or 11. I used to talk about this with Kevin Bowen. Yeah, they're not, their season openers have been pretty rough. We have to go back. Let's just do this exercise together. It's that type of night. Okay, so let's go to man, come on. All right, here we go. Pro Football Reference. We'll use this. The last time the Colts won an opener. Let's get it. Here we go. So this is always like, I don't know if y'all look stuff up very often, but go to Pro Football Reference. Like if you want to like take trips down history, this is just kind of like the quick way to do it. Like if you're researching stats, I don't know why y'all would be researching stats, but if you did, this is how you would do it. So you see how it says 2023 season right there? You can go to previous season and next season. So you can like go through like and figure stuff out. So we'll figure this out to get together. All right. So last year, Indianapolis opened against Jacksonville and they lost 31-21. The previous season, 2022, Indianapolis opened against the Texans. They tied. You remember that? The Lovie Smith controversy. Decided to punt for the tie. And he basically said, "You'll thank me later for that." And who knows if he doesn't do that, maybe there's no CJ Stroud here. Who knows? Then in 2021, they lost to the Seahawks. In 2020, they lost to the Jags. That was Minshew. I remember that one. I think that was the year that Rivers was there. Or Wentz. Was it Wentz? No, it was Rivers. 2019, they lost to the Chargers in overtime. Good Lord, we're getting pretty far along here. 2018, they lost to the Bengals. Good Lord. And these are different coaches too. That's what's crazy is they've had multiple coaches. Like they just can't win week one. What's going on in Indy? Maybe it's that spicy ass shrimp cocktail that everyone gasses up. 2017, they lost to the Rams. Be throwing the ads on here. 2016, lost to the Lions. Can we get a dub, please? Kind of tired of messing with this site right now. Give me the 15. 15. Another loss to the Bills. Good Lord, Indianapolis. Can y'all win an opener? And this is a crap ton of, I mean, this is, we're in like Andrew Luck prime territory. (2014) Can we get a dub, please? Another loss to the Broncos. Good God. We're back to 2014 and they haven't won a season opener. Like, do their fans just chalk it down? All right, there we go. There's our W. 2013, it was against the Raiders. Let's check out this box score just to see how freaking long ago this was. 2013. And I remember I actually talked about this last year on the radio, or 2 years ago when they opened against the Chargers, or not the Texans. Okay, so Terrell Pryor, who was mentioned earlier, he started for the Raiders in this game. The Colts leading passer was Andrew Luck. And they had Antoine Bethea still. Reggie Wayne was on the Colts the last time that they won an opener. That's insane. Texans can't blow that streak. You almost can't lose at this point. It's a hell of a lot. Goodness gracious. I don't know what the ad blocker was. I've never really dealt with that website. It's a little crazy right now. I would say that was a hell of a lot. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Jonathan has a nice story about the Texans. I didn't know where the hell this was going, my friend. I'll be honest with you. I was kind of reading it like, I'm trying, what are we getting here? My cousin lost her husband, who was a huge Texans fan, to cancer. The Texans took the time to send her a condolence letter. Love my Texans. Yeah, that was very nice of them. Very, very nice of them. And I'm sorry about your cousin losing her husband. He'll be watching the game in heaven, I think. I don't know him. I think he's in heaven. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and say he's in heaven watching. I don't know what he did. But rest in peace to him. Pour one out for him. Little Mickey's on the ground never hurt nobody. Yeah, it was giving me a seizure too, man. I wasn't too down with those things. So there you go. It's been a while. Shout out to Reggie Wayne for doing his thing the last time the Colts won. He's in Indy now. I'm worried about Adonai Mitchell, though. Be honest with you, I'm worried about Adonai Mitchell. Got a lot of respect for that young man. From Georgia to Texas to the Colts. It's going to be a tough one. At Mo City Mitch. R.I.P. Sorry for your loss, my friend. I'm not even reading what Blue Boy 9 just said. I don't know when you're serious or not. Come on, bro. You said your dog got run over by Vince Wilfork when he was a Texan. Come on, man. You serious? On that note, getting the hell out of here quick. It's a fun little late night session. It's not serious ball yet. When you're doing 2 videos a day for all this time, and then you get to this downtime and it's the same opponent, there's a little bit of downtime. Sometimes there's a little bit of a slow news day. This was a slow news day. Not really, though. If you go back and watch consider the depth chart, the Stefon Diggs, DeMeco Ryans being a hardo, the Colts, all that. But hey, it's late night. Fun. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Don't need to see pics of Vince Wilfork running over the dog. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to swarm the like button. Swarm. And appreciate y'all for coming through. This has been a late night stream. My goodness, I'm getting the hell out of here. Bye-bye.
Yeah, we top 2 and we not too plugged in daily digital on YouTube. We got taste for days, opinions to give, we got takeaways. If it's up, then it's up. We number 1. You don't need to try your luck. Locker room, yeah, we in the locker room. Texas talk, yeah, you know what we about to do. Localize, every angle's what we really do. We the source, we the pulse of the city too.